teams who are rivals going at it for the championship gives it that extra something. And I think it's really cool that we actually got to see another one last year, after it being 20-some years since it was Showtime and Magic against Larry Legend and whatnot. So, I mean, and I got to say, that's actually I think that's a cool rivalry, too. I wish they had more. They don't hate each other as much as they used to, though. That's the shame of it. Kind of like Kansas City, Oakland. They don't hate each other as much as they used to. It's just kind of, we're rivals, so I want to beat you.
Yeah.
But anyway, you're number 3, Chris.
Lakers, Celtics.
Copycat.
So I don't really know what else to say other than for many, many of the same reasons, I actually really did like to see that. And I wouldn't mind the next. I mean, it looks like it could have been this year again, maybe.
It could have been if Garnett could have just taken care of his knee.
Yeah. So
actually,
that was my number 3.
I read I didn't read, actually, I listened to a really good podcast about what his injury was, and man, that sucks. Basically, it was like a tendon broke part of the kneecap off or something like that, or whatever. I mean, it was like, ooh, that is gruesome. Anyway, I'm off topic.
Your number 3.
We have a lot of time, so I'm kind of just floating around. My number 3 is a theoretical, and you probably do have this on your list. I think it'd be great if the cursed teams played in the World Series, and that'd be the Red Sox versus the Cubs.
The Red Sox aren't cursed anymore, though.
But they were the cursed team for so many years. This would have been, there was before the 2004 season, Sports Illustrated predicted the Cubs and Red Sox to play in the World Series, and they got it half right because the Red Sox made it.
You know what's interesting about that is if Timmy listens to the show, and we're going to have him on eventually.
For those who don't know who Timmy is Chris's friend.
Who is, Timmy is one of my best friends. Actually, he's very similar to Doug in almost every way. And his 2 favorite teams are the Cubs and the Red Sox. So
that's weird. That's like having never mind.
He's a
sports fan like you are.
What does that mean, Doug?
I'm not going to elaborate right here. There's cameras watching. You might punch me or something.
I don't know why you think I'm such a fair weather fan.
Because you've given me plenty of ammunition and reason to believe that over the years. Oh, come on, man. I never seem to remember you being a Patriots fan till 2007. You were a Lakers fan you weren't a Lakers fan until they won 3 straight championships. You have 2 teams in every sport. Who does that?
Okay, the one argument you made, we're going to go here for a second. The one argument you made a few years ago that I remember getting really infuriated about with the Patriots, I can say with the Lakers. You said call me when they're terrible. The Lakers had 3 terrible years, and I was still a fan
Define
of them.
terrible. Were they
They did not make the playoffs. Terrible. They missed the playoffs.
Okay, I mean, but you can be 8-8 and miss the playoffs. I mean, how's this? Team? Okay, the Denver Broncos missed the playoffs last year in the playoffs. But if I'm a fan, I'm like, there's a lot to be optimistic about. I mean, it was until they traded Jay Cutler. But you understand the point is, you can miss the playoffs and still feel relatively good about your season.
I just don't. I'm gonna have you talk to my mother because my mother will prove the Patriots won.
Oh God, you're not gonna tell your mom on me, are you?
No, what I meant was she'll prove. My mother grew up a Patriots fan, and so I got that from her.
My dad's a Patriots fan, but I'm not really a fan of them either.
Well, so I got it from my mother. That happens in families all the time. Families grow up Cubs fans, and then their kids become Cubs fans because of their parents.
Yeah. Okay.
Or
so
Sox.
you should have claimed them when I first met you. Then. Anyway, you're number 2, sir.
My number 2 is the 2008 Super Bowl, the Patriots and the Giants.
You think that's a really great? You really like that matchup?
I really liked.
You just want revenge.
No, I obviously with what happened with the team, I really, really think it was a fantastic game, and I think it was a wonderful matchup.
In my opinion, that game was disappointing.
I thought it was a fantastic.
It was.
Game.
It was a good finish, but I mean, the fact that most of the game was spent 10-7, boring. Nobody could get anything going on offense. It wasn't until the very end.
I don't think lack of offense makes a game boring.
It's not that it was lack of offense, but that it was sloppy play that caused the lack of offense. The guys were dropping passes. I mean, it has to be a really good defensive struggle for me to be interested. But anyway, my number 2 was actually was one that happened. And I'm thinking of this specific year because I'm not sure if they played again it would be as interesting. But from Super Bowl 38 when the Patriots and the Panthers played, that was a great game. And that was a great game because they were going at it constantly. I mean, the first half was really slow. But once it picked up, the second half, they were, and the point was that the Patriots were so heavily favored in that game that the Panthers went into it and said, "Hey, we're not going to let you roll over us," and that's great. Anyway,
yeah, it was. You're
number 1.
My number 1 is also a Super Bowl,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll never forget this game the rest of my life. The one from this year.
Oh, the Cardinals-Steelers game?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, I I watched it. I was at a giant party like I am every year. I thought it was a fantastic game, a fantastic finish. The fact that you kind of said with the Cardinals, or what you said about the Panthers, the Cardinals flat out said we're not going to let you roll over us, and I thought it was a fantastic game.
I thought it was an average game.
I thought it was fantastic. Again,
I think it's kind of one of those. The Super Bowl is one of those games that kind of almost has to be close because the two teams are there. But I mean, the thing about it is, I always get the feeling the whole time that even though the Cardinals got close, I never really thought they were going to win. So I mean,
I don't know. I thought they certainly had a chance. I thought it was a great game.
They had a chance, but I never really thought they were going to. Like, I wasn't like, oh man, they just stopped them right here.
Your number one, Doug.
My number one is the Kansas City Chiefs versus anybody. Because I'm telling you right now, Chiefs make it to the Super Bowl. That is going to be the best Super Bowl ever.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Oh, what a way to end it.
That ever happens, man. I mean, first of all, you will not be able to talk to me during the game. I will be so crabby, no matter if they're winning or losing, until it's over.
This has been. We've fought during the show more than once. We've had a goofy time. The Chiefs versus. Can I change my number one?
No, you could copycat.
That was awesome.
All right, we got a couple minutes left. As you can tell, this is kind of a restart for us and racing and stuff. I'm very proud of where we've come right now, and I would like to mention real quick that not only thank everybody, as we always do, Jamie, Laura helping us out, set it up. We have another Jamie. I'll have to ask him what his last name is because I never asked him what his last name was. But he's helping us today, and he'll get the credit as director today. He's been a big help for us. I call him also Jamie because we have the two Jamies floating around. FVTV, Mike Reynolds, thanks to everybody. And stay tuned because Friday there will be a podcast-only version of Racin stuff up for your listening pleasure. So if you're watching us, you need to go to iTunes and subscribe. Just do a power search for Racin and stuff, just like you can see behind us, and subscribe to us because you'll get a little bit extra every week.
We've gone twice a week now, so that's pretty exciting. Real quick, you can obviously if you're watching us on FVTV, you can watch us there. I believe we're moving to Monday nights.
Monday or Tuesday nights. I haven't got that settled. If you're watching us right now on Monday night, then we're on Monday nights now. If you're watching us on YouTube, we'll get it figured out.
YouTube.com/Racin stuff. Like we had our first email today, you can email us at racinandstuff@gmail.com.
All right, and as always, I'm Doug.
And I'm Chris.
We'll talk to you later.